Hello and good morning to Morning Mindset. I'm here. My name is Michelle Dale. I'm inside Virtual CoWorking Space in the Morning Mindset space where we help virtual assistants to level up in their business, lifestyle, and mindset. And this week we are focusing on the topic of claiming clients. We're doing something a little bit different to what we normally do. We've got 5 sessions, training sessions. Good morning, Mia. Good morning, Nikki. And we got 5 training sessions inside Virtual CoWorking Space in the community area, which we've been unpacking and I've been presenting to you each day this week in the workshop. And they kind of build on each other. And if you've seen those videos, you will know that the processes for getting clients in your business, a lot of people think it's what they're doing. And the more I do, the more clients I'll get, or the more opportunities I'll have. And it doesn't really work like that. And today sort of beautifully demonstrates how to fill in those gaps. So quick recap, you can go back and watch the previous videos, but on Monday we talked about the first key, which is confidence. And the second key is decisiveness and being able to make decisions. And funnily enough, we did the Book Nook book club yesterday in Virtual CoWorking Space, and we talked about this chapter in Think and Grow Rich. It was divine timing. Then yesterday we talked about commitment, and commitment is really the plan. Commitment is committing to paper what your intention is as if it's already happened. And now we are moving into this. This is a big one today. And this has come up actually in the comments in the Virtual CoWorking Space under the workshop videos. It's come up about, okay, how do I figure this out? This, I would love to do this and I would love to have this, but I just can't figure it out how that would happen. And we get bogged down a lot with this figuring out. It happens in the groups a lot. Virtual assistants, I can't figure out how to get a VA job. I can't figure out how to get a client. I can't figure out what to do in my business. I can't figure out how to start. Because we are looking out there in the world for something we don't have when we obtain it from within. And we'll unpack this a little bit. So again, I want to say to you, any training you've taken, any marketing, any techniques that you're using, any things that you're doing that other virtual assistant trainers have told you to do, whatever that is, right? Everything works. And I'll say this again, everything works. But it only works if you say it works, if you believe it works, if you know it works. So this is where we're coming to actually fast tracking and cutting out all this effort and struggle and looking on the outside for what is already there. And this today in the workshop is the very, very key thing. Like, if you do nothing, do this one step, because this is the one step that is the most potent, which is the creation. And the creation technique is the how. It gives you the how. So you don't have to figure it out. You will be given what to do. You will it will be delivered to you on a silver platter. It's interesting. I was thinking to myself this morning, how am I going to explain the how? You don't need to know the how. You only need to know the end result. And it was interesting because I'm a big Strictly Come Dancing fan. I absolutely love it. I watch it every year. And it started this year in September. And I heard that there was this blind man going to be on it. For those of you who don't know, it's like a dancing show where a celebrity gets together with a professional dancer and they learn how to dance and somebody wins at the end. So goes on for months. So I was thinking, wow, how do you teach a blind person to dance? It's difficult enough for the people who can see, as you're teaching them and the steps and things like that. And he does these incredible lifts and things like that. And I think, gosh, you can't see the person. You can't, when someone's teaching you a dance step, you look at the feet, and then you say, okay, well, I know that foot goes there and that foot goes there, so I can see the step, so I know how to do it. I cannot fathom how somebody teaches a blind person how to do that in a week to create these new dances. And the fact is, I don't have to know in order to enjoy the end result of watching the program on a Saturday night and seeing this guy come out and dance and wow me. I don't have to know how he learnt the steps to benefit from the desired outcome. Now, using that analogy, when you go out there looking for, how do I get clients? Where do I find a job? You know, hunting, searching, and unless it's been given to you somehow, where you've gone, oh, yes, that's good, then you are basically the person who is not sitting there watching the show on a Saturday night, but you're the person that's sitting there going, I need to figure out how to teach a blind person to dance before I can enjoy watching it. That's how you're living your life. Rather than just knowing that program's on a Saturday night, and if that's what you really want, you want to see this incredible guy do this incredible dancing, and you're just in awe about how it's all happening and how it's done, and you just want to get the end result and just turn the TV on at a specific time and watch it, you are effortlessly achieving that end result, because your intuition is telling you, oh, there's a program on Saturday night, I saw that, and I know that if I put the telly on that time, I will be able to see what I would love to see, which is this incredible guy doing this incredible dancing, and I don't have to know anything beyond that. So just imagine today, as you go into the workshop and you look at what your task is for today, which I'll sort of go through, momentarily. If you look at what your task is today, that is you switching the TV on. If you constantly look outside of yourself, you will become the person that literally takes this whole long way around, that has to say, before I can enjoy watching this incredible act of this incredible blind man being able to do this incredible dancing, before I can enjoy that, before I can have that, before I can access that, I have to be the one that learns how to dance, and then learns how to teach dancing, and then learns how to teach a blind person to dance, and then I will enjoy it. Do you see the time difference, the feeling of the time difference, and the feeling of the effort and the energy between those two scenarios that both have the identical outcome? They both have the identical outcome of being able to see this thing that you really want to see. But one is super drawn out, super effort, super long, super is going to take a while to do all that, to learn how to dance, then to learn how to teach dancing, then to learn how to teach a blind person to dance, and then to be able to put the dance together. Oh, so you also need to do choreography in that too, as opposed to just switching the TV on. So what this technique is when you translate this into getting clients, into building a business, this technique that I'm teaching in the workshop today, I call it the drift, is the technique that will give you the quickest, fastest, easiest way to achieve the end result. Now, if you don't do this, then you know what the other path to it is. Now, I don't know about you, but I would want to choose the easy path to where I wanted to get there as quickly as I possibly could, as easily as I could, in as much joy and love. But some people choose the struggle. I'm very fortunate that I've been in both. You know, I was somebody that chose to struggle. I was somebody that felt I needed to figure it all out. I was someone that thought I've got to put the hours in, put the time in, put the work in. And that's essentially choosing the route of learning how to dance, learning how to teach, dance. You know, we've been through it. Now I do the drift, which is the technique in the workshop today in the Virtual CoWorking Space. I do the drift, and then I basically wait, and not necessarily in a state of waiting, looking, seeking. We'll talk about this tomorrow. But I'm in a state of just knowing this will be fun as it unfolds. I know what I want. I've done the drift. I've played it out. And these all build on each other, so you have to do the other steps as well. But then I get excited about how things are going to show up for me, because it all starts with you. So you'll get a thought or an inspired action or an email comes in. You know, something will happen. Something has to happen. It's the law. So just like if you imagined, I would love to see whether a blind person can actually be really good at dancing, right? It's something I didn't consider before Strictly this year. Didn't even enter my head. But as soon as I thought about that, you know, I thought how easily this all comes when you see a notification on social media, or you see a notification on Facebook. Oh, Strictly's on. And then you happen to see that, oh, there's a person in there who's blind and he's going to learn how to dance. And oh, I'd really like to see that. And oh, it's then. And you sit there and your manifestation is done. Like that. So if you want to know how to get your clients like that, well, you're still taking action. You're still being pulled into look at certain things, listen to certain things. You're still being pulled to take certain actions, like switching the TV on and things like that. But look how effortless those actions are in comparison to the other side of things where you're trying to figure it out and control everything. It's a very different direction. One is the scenic route, one is just direct. It's a very different way of going about achieving the end result. So the drift is basically the most powerful manifestation technique. I'm going to call it a technique, which is I originally heard it taught from Neville Goddard, the importance of doing this end result as you're going into sleep, because your subconscious mind can then get to work in moving things around and programming. We think we reprogram our subconscious mind. We don't. We reprogram our 3D outside, you know, that's what we reprogram. So through knowing, then your subconscious mind can start adjusting the things outside, and then that will just allow things to happen to you. And like I say, I mentioned this in the video. I did an advice and guidance video yesterday to answer people in the comments. And a lot of it is just getting your head around it and how to frame it. And we went through a few things in there, but I mentioned that, you know, our imaginations are just so powerful. And I've being able to create different versions of people is incredible in your mind. Like, I can create different versions of my husband and my kids just with my mind, and that version of them will show up fairly readily. And I think that's just, I have such like this huge belief system around that's easy to do. But once you really get this stuff, and it's not difficult in terms of effort, but it is requiring that moment where it just snaps and you get it, and there's something else that you just get it, and then you're like, oh, I know what to do. So go to sleep thinking about the end result. So don't go to sleep in this analogy thinking about, you know, like how do I get clients? What do I need to do to find a client? Where are the clients? You know, like all of that stuff. Like, how do I build my business? You know, I don't even have any experience. Is anyone going to even hire me? You know, like going through all this stuff. I've never done this before. You know, everybody begins with never doing anything before. You know, we don't come out from the womb knowing how to build a house or knowing how to do accounting. We have to learn. Everyone does something first once. You know, everyone has it. It's the first time for everything. So you can't think about that. And also, by doing that as well, you're almost controlling the outside as to it's got to happen this way. And the more you try to control, the less organic and effortless things become. So the only thing that you need to do is go to the end. And I gave you a few examples inside the workshop. You know, instead of imagining, how do I find clients? How do I get clients? Will a client even hire me? You know, I have no experience. Do I need a qualification for that? Oh, instead of thinking about that, which is very heavy way to go about building a business, you think about the end result. You think about, okay, now I have this amazing successful business with all these clients that I love to work with. Where would I be working from? Who would I be being? You know, would I be working from a co-working space in some exotic location, or would I simply be at home where my kids are being taken care of because I can afford a nanny now and I'll be able to do consultations from my home office? Or am I working from this incredible office block building where I've got a team of people with me and we're all serving clients and we can meet clients in person? What does it look like at the end? See, what people are doing is they're focusing so much on how do I get the client and will the client even hire me, and all these VA jobs are scams, and is this even a real post? We're so focused on that. Is this even a real job? And I keep getting scammed and people keep doing me. Like, we're so focused on that, and we don't have any room in our minds to consider, oh, I've got all this amazing equipment and I'm working for this incredible cafe and I've got this great view because my clients are already there inside my laptop. We don't even entertain that thought, and then we end up on this hamster wheel that you can never get off of. So if you want to get off of that now, go and check out the key number 4, which is part 4 of the Claiming Clients workshop. And you'll discover the easy way to be able to basically have things. And when I put this workshop out there, I really did mean it when I say I don't go looking for clients. I know techniques of where I can do them and I can bring in a client and kind of force it that way. But I don't go looking for my clients anymore. My clients literally come to me because I create that through knowing how clients come to me, that it can be effortless, that if I want a client, I know that the right client will find me because I know that that's just how it works. And this is what it's knowing, that all the clients in these 8 billion people on this earth, all the clients you could possibly want for the rest of your life are already out there. They're already in this world, right? And all you have to do is bring them into your awareness. And what do you do to bring them into your awareness? You do exactly what I'm teaching on this workshop. I can literally just decide I want a client. And then somehow within the next week, consultations have come in, bookings have happened, inquiries have come in. And honestly, and I swear to God, and my team will all be testament to this. When I'm busy and I don't want clients and I don't want anyone to contact me, I get nobody contacting me. Like literally, like this happens every time I have a baby. I've had 5 now. Every time I have a baby and I know, oh, I actually get into the state of, I really hope nobody contacts me because I need this next few months to kind of like get oriented with the baby and this, that, and the other. And literally the world around you Like, I know it adheres to that. And just the same, when I really want clients and I'm thinking, oh, I need a new project, or I want to step things up, or I've got a package I want to sell, I just literally do these processes. And then either I'll be inspired to do something like do an interview or a podcast or that, and then a week later someone will contact me saying, oh, I heard you on this podcast, or I saw your video. You know, I get inspired to do things like make videos, and then that person just comes in from that. I don't sit there writing out like all the ways I can get a client. What shall I do? How shall I work this? I just wait for that guidance to come in, or, you know, seeing a comment and opening up a door. I joined a Facebook group the other day from, you know, a YouTube influencer, and he's like reaching out to me, and it's just like, it doesn't feel like you're doing anything. It doesn't feel like you're actually working for this. It feels so effortless, yet the outcome is the same as if you'd, and probably even better actually. So that's where we are today. We are going to get into accountability. Do come back here tomorrow for the final part of this incredible workshop. I do hope you've been finding it helpful. Super excited to share the final part tomorrow. The final part is very much about then, once you've done all these techniques, how you then navigate life, which is the big sticking point, because that's the point where everyone's looking outside and going, I can't see my clients, I can't see my business, it's not working, da da da. We're going to tackle that tomorrow. So in the meantime, let's do our daily accountability today. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a beautiful day ahead. Before we begin, don't forget you can join me live online inside Virtual CoWorking Space at www.virtualmissfriday.com/VCS. If you enjoy this session, give it a like. I'd love to hear from you, so write me a comment. And so you don't miss any updates, don't forget to subscribe. Let's begin. So now we're going to look for the positive with our gratitude. First, we'll spend 1 minute thinking of the day before, thinking of all the things that happened, reflecting on work, interactions, relationships, memorable moments, and more. Now you'll write one thing down minimum that you're grateful for. You can, of course, write down more. Something good, something that went right, a small moment or a big win. The more you search for things to be grateful for, the more you will experience things to be grateful for. Now we're going to read out your goal. Make sure your goal is written down in a journal or somewhere you can easily access it. Read your goal now, ideally out loud, and commit to this goal. Believe it will happen. And by reading this daily, the universe knows clearly what your goal is, and the things begin to shift in the direction of your goal. Follow your instincts when this happens by taking action. Now you need to see your goal in visualization. Spend this minute thinking about the goal in your mind. See yourself taking steps towards the goal, or even better still, see yourself having already achieved the goal. Close your eyes and go there. Step into the feeling, step into the place, step into the accomplishment. And finally, it's time for your most important task. Set this task for today and make it relating to your goal. This could be something small like sending an email, recording a video, or making a phone call, or it could be bigger. Either way, one task a day is one step forward, and those steps will add up. Do what you can from where you are now. Set the intention, and the action will carry you towards your goal. Well done you for completing your daily co-create session. Have a fantastic day ahead, and I'll see you next time.